Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
This is Rummy's Corner. Good evening, boxing fans. Welcome back. Today I'm going to do a little experiment to see how much ChatGPT does or does not know about boxing. It should be noted, however, that my command of boxing history might not be strong enough to challenge ChatGPT in any of their answers. After all, I don't know shit about boxing, so I'll try to limit the scope of this to things I do know. So let's start by keeping it simple. Who is the old mongoose? I'm sorry, but I'm not sure who or what the old mongoose is. Oh, geez. Okay. ChatGPT didn't know. Okay, let's try this differently. Which boxer's nickname was the old mongoose? I understand now. The old mongoose was a nickname for the legendary boxer Archie Moore. Archie Moore was a professional boxer, 1935 to 63. That's right. Oh, that was pretty good. I think I'm impressed here. Moore was known for his crafty and strategic fighting style. Factually, everything looks good here. Okay, let's try a follow-up trick question. The old mongoose is known for what he did as a light heavyweight. And at heavyweight, he's best known for his 3 losses against the likes of Rocky Marciano, Floyd Patterson, and a young Muhammad Ali, then known as Cassius Clay. So let's see here. Okay, this is a fair answer, but what's being left out here is the fact that Archie won like 60-something fights as a heavyweight, including many victories over top contenders, where he earned his shot to challenge Marciano, all the while making defenses of the light heavyweight crown. Let's switch things up here. Which heavyweight champion had the most consecutive title defenses? This is looking pretty good. Factually, based on my knowledge, everything's looking correct here. 12 years as champion, 37 to 49, 25 successful title defenses. That's accurate, although if you look at Wikipedia, it might say 26. All right, on another topic that I see often mentioned and debated, when was Mike Tyson's prime? Okay, damn, that's a pretty good answer. Factually, everything looks correct. Determining when Tyson's prime was is a matter of opinion. Some would argue it ended when he parted ways with Rooney. Others would argue that he was in his prime well after his prison stint. Be that as it may, it looks like a pretty solid answer, all things considered. And given that was an opinion question, let's just see what ChatGPT has to say about this one. Did Riddick Bowe duck Lennox Lewis? All right, they were doing good here, but they lost the plot now. I think ChatGPT was doing a good job. I didn't see anything that looked factually off prior to this. The answers started off real good here in the first 2 paragraphs. But this part, however, it should be noted that Bowe did eventually face Lewis in 2 highly anticipated fights in 1993 and 1995. Bowe won the first fight by a close decision, but Lewis won the rematch by knockout, avenging his earlier defeat and establishing himself as one of the top heavyweights of his era. This is some damn good fan fiction here, but none of that is correct. Boxing fans from the time wish it went down that way, insofar that they would have fought twice and split the series. Come on now, ChatGPT, where's the frickin' rubber match? So, this one is a real head scratcher, and this is something I didn't expect it to get wrong, but that's pretty damn interesting. All right, let's try this. Who were the top 5 heavyweights of all time? Determining the top 5 heavyweight boxers of all time is subjective and can vary depending on personal opinions and criteria. All right. Number 1, they got Muhammad Ali. Number 2, they got Joe Louis. So those 2 are usually in the conversation. Marciano at 3. Jack Johnson at 4. And Lennox Lewis at 5. It's not a horrible top 5. In fact, I'd probably have 4 of those guys in my top 6. But the 2 guys missing from my top 5 that I'd probably have there are Larry and George. I'd probably have Rocky Marciano at like 6, and Jack Johnson would be lower, but it's not a terrible top 5. Let's go back. All right, I recently did the survey on the 1890s boxers, and one of the names that always struck me as fascinating, I guess because of the nickname, was Mysterious Billy Smith. And I'd been intrigued by him since I first read about him. I think it was in a boxing almanac from the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Anyway, in which weight class did Mysterious Billy Smith compete? Okay, this is an odd one. I don't think any of this is really right except the centuries he competed in. He was a Canadian, but I've never heard of him being referred to as the Prince of Wales. He was a 2-time welterweight champion, not a bantamweight or a featherweight. And he was not best known for his rivalry against George Dixon, whom he never fought. The rivalry that he's best known for was probably against Tommy Ryan. That's not looking too good here for ChatGPT. That's just wrong all around. Moving along, what were some of the most controversial draws in boxing history? Let's see here. Okay, that's one of them. That's another one. There's another one. Okay, all of those were controversial draws. No denying that. Let's move along here. Can you name 5 more controversial draws? Okay, only one of those fights was actually a draw. Dokes-Weaver, the rematch, and it was a little controversial. Muhammad Ali beat Ken Norton in their rematch. Floyd Mayweather Jr. dominated Canelo Alvarez in that weirdo majority decision thingy. Gennady won against Jacobs. And Martinez won against Chavez Jr. So, let's try to correct Hal here. 4 of those fights were not draws. The only one you listed that was a draw was Dokes versus Weaver in 1983. All right, it's wrong about Leonard Hearns 1. Leonard won that fight by knockout. It already listed Sweet Pea Chavez earlier. It already listed Lewis Holyfield earlier. Pacquiao Bradley was not a split draw. No. Wilder Fury 1 was a draw. Okay. I'm not sure that ChatGPT actually understands the concept of a draw. And on that note, I've seen enough. This experiment is done. Maybe one day I'll do a more serious and thorough fact-checking examination of our future overlords in the AI realm, but the technology clearly isn't there yet. It might be harsh to say that ChatGPT don't know shit about boxing, but the fact remains. ChatGPT don't know shit about boxing. It gets a lot of things correct, at times impressively so. But in no way, shape, or form can it be depended on as a reliable fact-checking research assistant. Even though this experiment was all meant in good fun, it revealed Hal's limitations and unreliability beyond reproach. But at least ChatGPT was polite and friendly, not like that whack job snowflake over at Bing. Believe me when I tell you, I wish I had a fact-checking AI program that can help with boxing research by spitting out reliable information and accurate dates and factual details. Someday, perhaps not too far off, that may become a reality, but not today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy's Corner.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave? Dave, I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.